Hello, everyone. We're just getting started. Let me just make sure everything's good. Hello. So, the live stream that I did the other day made me realize that many of you guys were still not quite understanding what feminine energy is, what surrender is, what being in your body means. And I thought, okay, maybe it's time to do an updated video on femininity. So this is a topic that I have spoken about many times before, but let's talk about it. So the first thing that I want you guys to realize is that your femininity, your womanhood, your energy is not a response. The act of responding is actually the masculine energy. Your energy is just something that animates you. It's something that comes from within you. It's what you are. It's just who you are. This was really clear in the post that I made and the comments that I made about surrendering, because people were arguing about who's the type of man you can surrender to. You are not surrendering to any man. You're not surrendering to any person. You are surrendered. That would be, it's the equivalent of saying, I can only breathe with a provider man, right? No, you're already breathing. You're already breathing. You're breathing because that's your own embodiment. You're not breathing because of someone else or in response to someone else. So that's what I want you to understand about feminine energy, your femininity first, okay? And second thing I want to say is I was having a conversation with a client yesterday, and she was saying she is in a same-sex relationship, and she said, what can I say, Mina? I'm just attracted more to energy than I am to gender. And I said, that's everyone. You just have the consciousness to say that. So every single person is attracted to energy, the energy of a person. In fact, if you are born a female, you may be taking your gender for granted. You might be thinking, well, I am a woman, so that's how people are experiencing me. But the energy that you're sending out, you may be looking very female, but the energy in the moment that you're sending out may be quite masculine, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the intention of the energy that you would like to put out, right? Because sometimes we do want to put out that energy, and at other times we don't. So your femininity, your surrender, your pleasure, your nourishing, life-giving ability, it is not a response. So I do not turn on and off my breath based on who's in front of me. So I do not turn on and off my surrender based on who's in front of me. I don't turn on and off my femininity as a response. Okay, so that's like the number one thing that I want you to realize. A lot of the culture right now these days, a lot of the personal development, a lot of the business strategies, a lot of it is based on masculine energy, doing energy. And so we have been deconditioned, or conditioned, I should say. We are conditioned to be primarily in our masculine energy. I don't even want you to think of femininity as something that you're going to do to get a man or to get a man to respond to you better. First and foremost, I want you to get used to the concept of that femininity, your natural way of being, will nourish you. It's going to feel so delicious to you. And this is our natural state. It just feels so good and nourishing and life-giving and so delicious and yummy to be in your own body. So that's the other thing I want to talk about is femininity, feminine energy is not something that can be understood intellectually. So anyone that tries to explain it to you is using metaphors to try to help you understand this concept, which can't be understood. It can only be felt. So one way of thinking about it is that the masculine energy is the realm of the thoughts, the head energy, the energy of doing, of physical exertion, of getting things done, of outcome. Feminine energy is the experience of the body. It's the feeling, sensory experience. So this doesn't mean that you take your feelings and hot potato them on someone else. Like you catch my feelings. I'm emotional. You take care of this. No, it is your own sensual experience of what's happening inside of your body. What's happening inside of your body cannot be understood intellectually. It's something that can only be felt by you. It's something that only you can be experiencing. And other people don't have to get it. They don't have to understand it. You just have to experience it. You just have to be in it. When you are in this natural state of femininity, the energy that is literally bouncing off of you in your presence is nourishing and life-giving to the people in your environment, to the people that are in your field. You don't have to do anything. You can just be in this environment in your own body, and they get to just experience you. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You could be saying things and doing things and still be in your femininity and have that be radiating off of you. Or you could be trying to be feminine and be very masculine indeed in your trying. So this is an energetic presence. It is not intellectual. In fact, even to explain it in words waters it down. So I want you to really just feel into it. Think about, just close your eyes for a moment and let's imagine that you are in a maternity ward. And you're looking in through that glass window and you see a male baby here and a female baby on the other side. Tap into the energy of the male baby. Think of the energy bouncing off of his body, his movements, his facial expressions. How does that feel? Take that in, of the male baby. Now look on the other side and see the female baby. Tap into the natural energy of the female baby. How does that feel? What's the energy bouncing off of her? How are her movements? How is her facial expressions? Okay, what came up for you? So could you see the difference in the energy? Neither of these are trying to do anything. They just are in their natural state. How does that feel different? Think of a toddler boy and a toddler girl. What's the energy that's bouncing off of their being? Thank you for the super chat, Lena. She said, "Dear Mina, I'm so grateful for your teaching. It changed me. I met this masculine guy and I had to get used to his masculine energy. Now I feel safe and secure." Beautiful, Lena. That is so beautiful. Congratulations. That feels really good to hear. So be in your femininity, not as an outcome to get anyone, but simply just because that's your natural state and it feels good to you. It's your natural state. And in this state, you don't have to act anyway. You don't have to convince anyone that you're feminine. You don't even have to look a certain way. I have seen women that are decked out in very feminine attire who are quite masculine energy in what they're animating at the moment. And I've seen women in very traditionally masculine outfits who are just radiating in their feminine glow. So sure, these things are fun to play with. And when you are more feminine in your being, you tend to dress more feminine. That's true. but it is not a necessity, and it's actually not an indicator, especially in today's day where you can, spend $2,000 on your look and still be quite masculine in your energy. All right. So let me see if I can answer any questions on feminine energy, even though this is not an intellectual practice. And your being is simply just your embodiment. The baby boy felt like he was excited, energetic, like ready to get started. The baby girl felt soft, flowy, and magnetic. I love that. Yes. Yes. The first time I ever became even aware of it, because we're not trained ourselves to look at that, was when a family member had made a comment 8 or 9 years ago. She was like, the attraction of a female baby is just so much more powerful. And my first thought was, well, all babies are cute, right? In my head, I was like, all babies are cute. Male babies are cute and cute. But then when I really started tapping into what she was saying, I started noticing it. When I wasn't in my mental thought of like protecting all cuteness of babies. She didn't say female babies are cuter. She said the attraction of a female baby. Attraction. And that's true. It's like we tend to want to protect and baby females more, especially men. Like, look at the power of fathers with their daughters, right? It's just a natural tendency to want to protect and provide. So that's the power of just the energy that's bouncing off of your being. Oh, a lot of you guys are nurses and saying you saw your work, babies. I love that. That's so true. It seems like everyone wants to be around a female baby. And even the things that we discuss, right? All babies are in their feminine most of the time, right? But they're in their feminine energy, they're at play. But still, if you look at the energy coming off of a female baby, it's different in flavor than the energy coming off of a male baby. That's really what I want you to tap into. Same thing if you think of, like, close your eyes now and think of a very masculine energy 40-year-old man. Think of him just standing. He's not even doing anything. How is he standing? What is his demeanor? What is the energy that's bouncing off of his being? Okay. Now think of a 40-year-old female, a very feminine female. How is she standing? What's her demeanor? And what's the energy that's bouncing off of her feel like? So let me give you an example of this. When a feminine energy woman is in the presence of others, so let's say that this feminine energy woman is your mother. Think of the nourishment you would get just being in her presence. She doesn't have to say anything to you. Her embodiment and her radiance is so nourishing to you, even as a woman. Let's say that this is your friend. Her presence is just magnetic. You feel better just simply being with her. You feel nourished. It's like time slows down. There's no rush. You don't have to try to be any way in front of her. It's just this natural kind of beingness, being in the moment. This is how a man feels in the presence of a woman. So when a woman says to me, what should I say to him on a date? Just breathe in front of him. Look at him. Be in your body. And you're saying a lot. You're saying a lot with your presence. Men feel really nourished in that energy. So do women, actually. You don't have to try to be feminine. In fact, the act of trying to be feminine, now you're in your masculine. So I know this is intellectually kind of difficult for a lot of women to understand, but once you get it, once it clicks, it clicks. And don't worry how long it takes you. It took me years. It took me years to decondition myself from my masculine ways, because we're living in this very hyper masculine culture where men and women are very masculine. So that's okay. Everyone gets to animate the energy that they feel like animating, and you get to practice your feminine energy, your being energy. Okay. Olga, thank you for the super chat. She said, thank you, Mina, for everything you teach. You helped me so much. I'm very soft around new people, but how do I maintain my softness even for people I know very well and feel comfortable with, like boyfriend? So make the intention and practice. This is a very much a practice kind of thing. It's an embodiment. I've heard some people say it takes 10 years. 10 years. Took me years. And so practice, set the intention. The other thing you can do is participate in life-giving, nourishing activities, not mind-numbing activities, but nourishing activities. I've had several clients in the last few weeks make comments like, Mina, I'm just as tired on Monday or exhausted as I was on Friday coming home from work. And I asked them, what did you do all weekend? I laid on the couch and watched TV. That's not life-giving. That's not a life-giving activity. That's a zoning out, numbing out activity. A life-giving activity is something that fills you up. It gives you nourishment. You become more energetic and more peaceful and more joyful and more in your pleasure after you do the thing. Make a list of 20 of these items. I had you guys do that in the Sacred Feminine Intensive. Make a list of 20 items that are life-giving to you. For some people, this might be painting, dancing, meditating, journaling, taking a long bath, a walk in nature, reading a book, talking to a friend on the phone, going out for coffee with a friend. Whatever it is for you, make a list of 20 things. I love coloring with my kids. That's one that's really, really restorative and like nourishing for me. Taking a long bath. When I was in my self-aware Barbie mode, you could not pay me to take a long bath. I would be like, no, I have to do this. I have to do this. I can't. It would make me literally uncomfortable in my body. And now like I can be in there for an hour. So what are your life-giving, filling yourself back up activities? Those are going to be. It is definitely an embodiment. So when you're in your feminine energy and someone's speaking to you, you're listening and you're present. You're just present. When you're speaking from your body and not from your head. The thoughts are not coming, like the voice box is not coming from here. It's like centered in your womb space. I taught you guys this in the Feminine Voice Mastery, in the Feminine Mega Course, in Sacred Feminine. We've talked about how when the voice and the sound is coming from your body, it has a different vibration. It feels different to the person whose nervous system it's speaking to. It's a different receiving on their end as well. So it is very much an embodiment, and it takes years of practice depending on how long you've been in your masculine, how long you've been stuck in that mode. I know what you mean. I've been able to feel that energy in other people, but I don't know how to recognize that feeling on myself. Maria, I would like to invite you into my work. All of my programs have that component of the feminine energy. I feel that a lot of the personal development these days is very much about the doing, about the hustle, right? And now it's changing. Luckily, it's changing. You can feel it in the air, right? there's a big shift happening. You feel it in the core of your bones that people are moving more into the divine feminine. Men and women are more integrating that aspect. And I'm super excited about that. Super excited. Yes, and water. Anything to do with water, because water is feminine. And that's why I am so happy when I swim or have a bath. Yes. There's just this natural flow and depth and mystery to water. That's the feminine. That's the feminine. Hi, Mina. I met a masculine guy on Tinder. He was chasing, calling me, offering to solve problems, but he pulled away. So surrender. Feminine surrender. Everything is happening for me, and therefore, if someone pulls back, thank you. If someone comes forward, thank you. If someone breaks up with you, thank you. It's all happening for you. You've heard the saying that all rejection is God's protection. That's what surrender means, that you're not attached to the outcome. That's what makes the feminine so deeply magnetic. So deeply magnetic. I feel the shift happening. It is indeed in the air. Yep, it's awakening. It's awakening fast, rapidly. I worry to relax, like something bad will happen to my body when I do. You're in fight and flight. So can you imagine that your body is never able to restore its healing properties or take a moment to heal things that may be starting because you're always on all decks on hand? There's a threat. You're in hyper alert, right? Yeah, that can be kind of scary. That was me for a really, really long time. One of my dear students in the CEO Boss Queen mentoring program, she is an amazing nervous system embodiment expert. Oh my God, she's so good. If I ever needed an embodiment coach, she's the person I would hire. Let me send you her YouTube channel. I'm trying to pull up the link. She has a membership group. She's got coaching packages. You guys will love her. I'm going to be doing a collab with her soon. I'm so glad that she came in that container because I needed someone else that I could recommend in such a way. And I can't take on every client. I'm only one person, right? Let me find her channel. I was just watching her video and I can't. She's a newer YouTube channel, so it doesn't come up if you search for her yet. But I'll try to post the link for you guys. I'm going to be doing a collab with her soon anyways. Oh, it should be in my history, shouldn't it? Yeah. So here she is. Okay, let me send you guys her YouTube channel. She just did a video on the embodiment of beauty. Oh my God, her content is so good. So good. I'm putting her channel in the description right now. Go in. And by the way, guys, she's a fellow projector. So for those of you guys that need a projector guiding you, yep. Yeah, when I slowed down and got into my feminine, I had to feel a lot of grief and sadness. Inner little girl had felt so unseen and unheard for a long time. I had to feel the pain with her for a while. Yes, that's why we don't want to slow down. That's why we don't want to go in, because there's something that we're running from. I don't have a Facebook group. I'm not on Instagram, and I'm not on Facebook. I'm just here. This is how I preserve my femininity, by the way. I very much limit what I take in and what I give out. So if I'm on all different social medias, that sucks up my feminine energy. Because you have to focus and there's a direction, there's a leading energy that puts me in my masculine. So what I've done to preserve my own femininity and enhance it is that I'm only on one mode, and that's on YouTube, one social media. And it's not, YouTube isn't even a social media. It's really an educational platform. So I limit my time online. I come on, I train, and then I log off, and then I turn everything off. And then I do life-giving, nourishing activities, spending time with my family, grounding, taking naps on my beautiful bed, reading, dancing, taking long baths, cooking delicious meals, and just savoring life. I don't have to do more. I don't have to be more. I let people come to me. The people that resonate with my work, they get to come to me. People that want to be in a relationship with me, they get to come to me. They get to be magnetically attracted towards me. So I'm the egg, not the sperm. I get to just chill out, be in my eggness, my femininity, and the things get to come to me. Money gets to come to me. Clients get to come to me. Men get to come to me. Nourishment gets to come to me. Joy gets to come to me. I just get to be. That's very much feminine power. I don't have to be everywhere. I don't have to do all these exhausting masculine activities that we feel like we all have to do. I don't have to jet set the world. I don't have to network with everyone. I don't have to be, everywhere on all social media. No. Everything gets to come to me. That's femininity to me. Yes. I like the idea of magnetizing things towards me. It sounds so much more magical. Yes, I love it. I love it. I show up. I'm yummy and magnetic. I give my thing, and everything gets to come to me. Like even in my marriage, right? I'm just in my being, and my husband gets to come to me. He when he lays eyes on me after a hard day of work and all the stuff he has to do, it's just life-giving and nourishing for him. I can tell because he just wants to be in my presence all the time. That's very much life-giving to him, right? It cannot be explained in words. It's not something I'm doing. It's my beingness. A same client that I was talking to yesterday, she's in my CEO Boss Queen, and she's also a projector. And we were talking about posting frequency on YouTube. And I said, there's this concept of consistency, and consistency can sometimes mean frequency, like how often do I have to post? But what if consistency to feminine beings means the consistency of our being, the consistency of our energy? So when people ask me, when do you post? What's your schedule? I don't have a schedule, but I post when I'm most in my deliciousness, when I feel like posting, when I want to give as an offering of my divine feminine gift. Not when I have to do it, not when I think I should do it, but when it is a true nourishing gift that I'm giving out. It's an offering of my divine feminine. There's no schedule to that. When I feel like gifting, I gift. In whatever form I want to gift, I gift in that form. My presence may be a gift, my feminine offering, maybe a meal that I'm cooking for my family. It can be a live streaming event like this that I'm gifting out and putting out for the people that are magnetized towards it. I don't have to go and send the link to people and say, hey, please watch me. No, the right people get to find me. And sure, I did my part. I put in the right tags. I did the YouTube thing to make it easier. I'm not adding more resistance to it that I get to hide and people get to find me. No, I'm fully showing up, ready to be seen in my divine feminine, and then people get to find me. Lena said, Dear Mina, I love the concept of surrender. I met this guy that wants a future with me. I'm afraid to take this big step. Should I surrender or think? Surrender and think. Surrender means you let go of the outcome. You don't have a hold over whether it goes this way or this way. You understand that whatever way it goes, it still serves you, is still in your favor. Surrender is letting go of the outcome, letting go of the attachment to the thing. You're welcome, Puna. Thank you, Maria. You are so magnetic, Mina. She said, thanks, Mina, for your gift for us. We truly appreciate all your teachings. That's it, right? That's the feminine. Everyone gets to come to you. Sure, you get to put yourself in the places that you like to be, right? But you're not like, hey, look at me. You're not hiding. You're available. The invitation is there. You showed up. You're not, like, I'm hiding in my living room and no one showed up. It's not like that. The energy is, I'm fully ready to be seen and to offer my beautiful divine gifts, and they get to come find me. Mina, there are so many digital coaches these days who pressurize us to make and post videos, do sacrifice, work hard, and do a lot of struggle to achieving success. I guess they're in their masculine. Like, I have hired so many of these business coaches myself over the years, and I've just had to make the decision that no more, because it was the same thing, and they all mean well. They're not like evil people. They are doing that, and they are successful in that way, because that's what they believe, that if you work hard and you've struggled, then you get to have money and clients and success. So it's true. They all mean well. I know the coaches that I hired, they meant well. They just didn't understand that there was a different way. I was telling one of my clients yesterday that a coach that I hired said that the only way you could make money was if you did 20 sales calls a day. I disagree. I refuse to do that. Doesn't feel good to me. That's not nourishing to me. In fact, at her advice, I tried it, and all of the people that showed up on the call were so confused because they're like, Mina, I'm ready to pay. Can you just give me the link? Like, they didn't understand why I wanted to do a call with them. So it's like, oh, the people that come to me are hell yeses anyways. I don't have to do a call. I resonate with them on a soul level. 2 other coaches that I had hired insisted that the only way that I could have a successful business was if I had a nanny. One didn't have any kids and one had a child. And that they said there's no way that you can have a successful business without a nanny. That's like saying to me that if you get to outsource pleasure, sex, and your family and vacations, then you can be successful. But those are the things I like doing. I don't want to outsource those things, right? So I've just had to accept, and this is where my design comes in, that I get to lead the way in this. I get to lead the way, that I don't need a coach to train me to be more masculine. I need to be the coach that teaches people to be more feminine, that there's an alternative way. We don't have to be everywhere. We don't have to climb the social ladder. We don't have to do any of that. It really does get to be easy. So does this make it a little bit clearer on what feminine energy is and the nourishing, life-giving power? One of the reasons that currently we feel so malnutritioned or malnourished, I should say, is because a lot of people have lost this. A lot of people have lost this nourishing power because everyone's hustling, everyone's doing. There's no one there to receive it on the other end. Coming home after a long days of work to this embodiment of feminine energy and nourishment, it's so like life-giving. Think of what the masculine would receive, or even what you would receive. Imagine when you were a child, and if you had a very feminine woman as a mother, just imagine a grandmother or a woman or someone, maybe even a teacher that you knew that was super feminine, or someone maybe at church that you met or whatever. Imagine coming home to her every day after school. She wouldn't have to say anything or do anything in particular, but her just being there to receive you in such a way, oh my God, that's so life-giving. Can you tap into that? That's you for the world. Who wouldn't want to support that? Who wouldn't want to provide for that? It's so life-giving, so nourishing. We're definitely moving out of the era of hustle. Even men are going to be moving out of it. That's the whole premise of human design and the deconditioning process. And we're already in it. It's already begun. That's why there's a quickening of it happening right now. So I'm so excited. This is my soul's work. It's my life destiny, literally, on my design. It's so interesting how it all worked out and panned out. Yet when parents are abusive, you lose your feeling that you're safe to be feminine, correct, and you can bring it back. The adult version of you can nourish that inner child back. Okay, this is the work in the sacred feminine. You can nourish that inner child, that inner girl back, start letting her feel safe again. You can reparent her into her wholeness. And then this could be a way of embodiment for you. Doesn't matter where you came from, what you experienced, how you're feeling inside right now is something that's the great equalizer. Because someone has, let's say there's 10 different types of people in the room. All 3 of them have 10 different experiences. Let's say one person had the best childhood ever, and then different degrees all across. All of them right in this moment have the ability to feel an extreme amount of discomfort, disassociation, numbness, unhappiness at their core in their deep embodiment. And all of them have the ability to feel great amounts of joy. This is a whole theory that Irfan has. He calls it the Coca-Cola phenomena. And my husband, he talks about how that's the great equalizer. Like someone who's raised in poverty can feel an intense amount of joy over a meal, and someone who's raised in a mansion can feel discontentment. So that's the great equalizer. So how much joy and happiness and beingness and gratitude for life you can animate has nothing to do with your past. In fact, that's one of the things that I would notice going back and forth between the East and the West, is that people that I at first felt pity for, like sad for, like, oh my God, they have nothing. But then when I would see their joy for certain things, I wouldn't see people here in the United States living very abundant lives compared to those people, but they never had those moments of intense joy. So I'm like, who should we pity more? Right? Like there's a movie that I watched. I forgot what the name was. The guy in the movie said his kids were playing with balloons and super excited, like just squealing his daughters with joy. And he said, I wish I felt as excited about anything in life as my daughters feel about playing with balloons. That's the great equalizer. So someone who's a Buddhist monk or even a homeless person can be feeling joy internally that we can't even imagine. And someone that's sitting in a mansion with great amounts of riches can be thinking that they don't have certain things and can be feeling sadness. So if you take away all the external stuff, right? Not that that's how it always plays out. I know a lot of spiritual people that are really, really wealthy, and I know poor people or people in that poverty consciousness that are very greedy, very unhappy. So it really goes across the range. Money is just an amplifier of whatever's happening inside of you, right? I talk about that in my course. But at the core, if you take away all of those things, what is your beingness? What do you feel internally? That is your feminine essence. That's your femininity. Okay? So inside, how much joy you're able to animate. So let's think of another example. Let's say that a woman is in her femininity, in her beingness, in her joy, and in her pleasure, and her husband plucks a flower from, the park and gives it to her, and she feels so much joy that she's just overwhelmed with gratitude and appreciation for this man. And let's say another woman is not in her joy and her pleasure and her femininity, and the same guy brings, her a flower, and she's like, really? You're going to bring me a free, cheap flower? Like, that's what you're going to give me? Right? Same thing. Same thing with diamonds, right? One woman can receive the diamonds with utter sheer joy and pleasure, and another woman can be really annoyed because they're not the right diamonds or the right cut, or that's not the, whatever it is, like whatever she's got going on inside. So what is your animation? What is your beingness? Is it life-giving, or is it like tearing apart energy? Is it something that nourishes other people's nervous system and their soul, or is it something that tears other people down because of the energy that you're sending out? The most important things are in life are the simplest ones. Yes. And that's why people overlook them. And that was the number one reason I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be wealthy so I can do more of the simple things. Not because I thought it was going to give me access to more, busyness, more lack of freedom, more complication, but because I wanted more access to the simple joys of life. But you can access that now. I know people at every income level that don't have peace, that don't have that flavorful, joyful gratitude beingness. Right? So you can choose that at any time. This does not mean that rich people are unhappy. It's quite the opposite many times. But I'm giving you an example of the great equalizer. All of the wealthy people that I know are spiritual as well. Not all of them, most of them. They're spiritual. They live simple lives. Literally, the book, The Millionaire Next Door, changed my life because it helped me see that I didn't have to push money away because it represented that I was going to have to be some busy jet-setting woman with a nanny, with, all these decisions that I had to make, all these networking things, like those kind of things. Just thinking about them exhausts me as an introverted projector. I want to have unlimited amounts of money so I can go grounding barefoot, so I can sit in solitude and read, so I can take long naps in the middle of the day, so I can just be present for my family and my kids, right? Sure, I love to travel once in a while and do all that stuff, but that's not the stuff that brings me happiness. That just animates my already delicious life. I'm not doing those things to get something from them. I'm doing those things to just amplify what's already there, to experience more wonder and joy in the world. So I can slow down. I can travel when I feel like travel, and not because I have to post Instagram pictures or because it's the thing you have to do, right? Can you guys see the difference in the feminine version of these things versus the hustle culture, the have to do culture. Mina, the concept that we simply choose to live in happiness, that it is a choice, changed my life. I can be happy now. Yes. In fact, Flame, if you don't know how to be happy now, mark my words, you can be handed everything on a golden platter. God himself, herself can come down and hand it to you, and you won't be happy. Why? Because you don't know how to be happy. It is not an embodiment you know how to animate. You have never animated it. It's not a nervous system training you know how to do. You will find uncontentment in whatever comes your way. Is the Millionaire Women Next Door book more relevant or the same? I like that one too. I like all of the books that Dr. Thomas Stanley has written. They're all great. The female ones are good too, but I would read the first one first because they kind of build from there. Wow, hearing that made me smile so big. The freedom to just be and relax. Yes. Not all of us want the same things. I think at the core we do, but we don't realize it maybe. But the core deep things of feeling loved and being loving and feeling joy, of course, those are all the same. But how we choose to animate that in the world is different, right? Like some of us want quiet, calm, peaceful lives where we get to enjoy being. We don't have to post everything else on social media. We don't have to travel all the time. We don't need to buy a private jet or be on a yacht. Like those kind of things are great as novelties once in a while, but doing that all the time sounds more like work to me, right? And that's okay. It's okay, the people that love doing that, and it's okay to also choose an alternative. That's freedom. Ultimate freedom is that. That's freedom of spirit, being a free spirit. So I had posted a picture the other day. Let me give you an example of this. This might be a weird example, but someone said, I posted a picture and I was wearing a mask. And she said, you're a slave because you're not a free thinker because you're wearing a mask. And I thought that was such an interesting comment. To me, freedom means I get to choose what's best for me. So people who are anti-mask because choosing a mask would be against their freedom, so they can't wear a mask, that's not freedom to me. Can you see the difference? So to me, freedom is whatever the thing is, I looked at it, felt into it, and decided whether I was going to do it or not. If I'm instantly rejecting something, that's not freedom, right? Because then that's still slavery. So can you choose not to do it and choose to do it, right? Like that's full freedom. So freedom goes in all directions in time of space. Freedom goes deep. It's soul level, right? Is that making sense to you guys? So I get to choose in every moment what is best for me. I don't have to reject everything based on, oh, I have to reject it because accepting it would mean that I'm that kind of a person. It's a moment-to-moment thing. It's a moment-to-moment choice. So freedom in one direction, it's like you can't say this is freedom and this is not, because now you're stuck here and that's not freedom either, right? So full liberation is, do I have a choice to move in any direction? Choose anything? Do I have the freedom to change my mind? That is liberation. Do I have the freedom to opt in and opt out? I've learned after doing my inner work that freedom is my number one value. Yes, yes. Your soul just wants to be liberated. Yep. Yes. So you get to decide. The minute that you infringe on someone else's decision, you've lost your freedom. You are not free because you don't believe in true freedom. So if you get to choose, so do other people. Now, if you're in the comments or anywhere arguing with them, you are a slave right now. You are not free because you're trying to enslave someone else. You're trying to convince someone else. So that's why feminine energy is so nourishing, because it's so deeply accepting. It's so deeply accepting. As a feminine conscious woman, I'm not mad at anyone. Everyone gets to be who they are. They all get to be on their journey. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not even mad at serial killers or rapists. They are in the best level of consciousness that they can be in their moment, and they may be at a different stage that I am, but I'm not mad about it, right? Because that's not something that I'm animating from me. I'm not the person that gets to decide that justice. We have appointed people that get to do that. So that's another topic that I'm going to be doing soon, and my student is going to be doing it too. We were talking about, does everyone has to participate in everything? No. So you do not have to have an opinion about everything. So I believe that everyone has been assigned something that nourishes their soul. So the people that are meant to save the rainforest, it nourishes their soul to do so. They don't do it out of hate. They do it out of love. The people that are meant to stand up for social justice, it nourishes their soul to do so. The people that are standing for, animal abuse, it nourishes their soul to do so. So we all have the thing that nourishes our soul. So I have several clients right now that are really huge activists, right? And I don't have to be a social activist because those are the people that I support. My role is to give them life. When they're exhausted and tired and they've given their all in the thing that they love, they come to me to get nourished and filled back up, right? So everyone plays a different role. It doesn't have to look the same. If I was out fighting the war with them, who would be available for them to nourish them when they came back home tired from the war? Can you see that? And so this is why, we can't say that, Obama's wife is, didn't do as much as, Obama did. Of course she did. She was the one he came home to. She nourished his soul to go fight the demons or fight the dragons or slay the dragons, whatever the saying is. So we all have an equally important role. So do the thing that nourishes you, not the thing out of obligation or, I should do it. Every single soul has been assigned something that nourishes them and that fits the role. So this is an interesting concept that my oldest son finds fascinating, because he'll often ask me, Mom, what are your thoughts about this? Or what's your opinion about this? And he's very surprised when I say, I don't have an opinion about that. I wasn't sent to have an opinion about that. Here's my role. And he's like, I love that because it gives me permission too, that I don't have to have an opinion about everything. I'm like, not every war is meant to be fought by every soldier, right? And the woman that the soldier goes home to and lays his head on is equally, if not more nourishing than what he did. So my role, the one that I've chosen, I get to be the one that everyone comes to get back filled up on. So I don't have to go fight the same war that my clients go and fight. Can you see that? So I have clients that are saving the rainforest, that are, doing social activism, that are saving babies, that are saving animals. I'm not actively engaged in those things, but I have a hand in it because those people come to me to get filled back up. So that is the true power of femininity. We don't all have to be doing everything. You know the saying, too many cooks, what is it? Too many cooks in the kitchen? The people on the front lines need support, not another soldier. Yes. Bingo. Some of us are here to be that nourishing, life-giving support, to be the soft pillow, to be the warm, fuzzy blanket, just with our energy. We don't all have to go put our hands in everything. Put your hand and touch on the thing that nourishes you. That's your feminine gift. Thank you so much. I'm realizing so much about myself at this moment. Beautiful. I love that. Love it. Always come from a state of love. Yes, exactly. That's why Mother Teresa said, I shared this story with you guys, right? She was invited to a war rally and she said, I don't do war rallies. If there is ever a peace rally, invite me. That's my stance as well. Like, I'm not going to go somewhere that doesn't feel good to me. I'm not going to go fight against something, because there are people that have been assigned those roles, and fighting against that thing actually is nourishing for them. That's what their soul came here to do. I get to be their support team. And maybe I get to be their support team by donating money, because that's what nourishes me at the moment. Maybe I get to be their support team by being their coach, because that's what nourishes both of us, right? So you get to decide what your role is. I was one of those activists who truly didn't understand that it wasn't my path. It left me feeling so depleted. Yes. Yes. And sometimes we have to do those things to learn that that's not our thing. There are activists that feel more full after they do the thing. They were assigned to the thing. YouTube, for example. I have worked with clients that said, Mina, if I live streamed, the way that you do, like, I would be so depleted. I'm like, that's not the role that you were assigned to do. This is life-giving to me. It's nourishing to me. I love it. It fills me up. This is one of my 20 things that actually fills me up. I was assigned to do this. In fact, my student that actually introduced me to human design and did my own design reading, she said, Mina, you're meant to do live streams, not recorded videos. And I was like, oh my God, thank you for saying that. Because if I do a 2-hour live stream, I'm feeling busting with energy. I'm like, yes. If I do a 10-minute recorded video, I'm like flat on my bed afterward. Like, this life got sucked out of me. I don't know what it is. And I was like, it doesn't make sense, because I put 10 minutes into one and 2 hours into the other. And she's like, it's not the time. It's the energy, right? And it was like, oh my God, I so needed to hear that. So according to my design, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what lights me up. I learned from boundary work that I needed to stay in my own lane and only play my role, not everyone else's. Oh, Nicole, yes. Yes, that is like the most liberating thing you can accept about yourself. Some people think staying in your lane means that you're closing your eyes and not looking to all of the injustices. But the truth is that you're doing the one you have been assigned to. You're doing that thing, and that will be more natural to you. That's what your soul came here to do. And then you get to support the people and be more life-giving to the people that were assigned for the other things. Can you give us her info for the human design readings? Yes. So when you email my team, if they send you a payment link, it means I'm currently doing readings. If they don't send you a reading link and they send you her email, it means we're out work. So when I am unable to take on more clients because of my schedule, I will refer people to my students, people who have taken business courses with me. Those are people I trust. I know that they work from the divine feminine, and I can actively refer out to those people. So if you get Ariel's email, or you can just request that I would just rather have Ariel's email, and I'll give my assistant will send that to you. Thank you, Nova. Thank you for the super chat. She said, "Love you, Mina. Thank you for all that you are." Oh my goodness, thank you, thank you. I suggested to a friend that wants to start a YouTube that she could do live streams instead of recorded videos. She was struggling with the thought of editing videos. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. I hate editing videos. It's not my thing. It made me want to quit the whole thing. But live streams I can do, right? So that's what I always say. Do the thing with that has the least struggle to it first. It's the live energy exchange. Yeah, I find it so interesting. Yes. Yes. It's like when she said that to me, I was like, oh, that's what I needed to hear. Because I had hired, other coaches that were like, no, the live streams, like it's killing your YouTube channel. You should do recorded videos. But like, I just want to do I'm all about doing what nourishes me. And I feel that what nourishes me nourishes other people too, because they can feed off of that nourishment and that permission to do life your way. Like I have given myself full permission to go against the grain, to do whatever the hell I want to do that feels good to me. And that means that everyone else also gets to have their freedom. As a feminine woman, how can we save ourselves from bad intended looks and actions from unknown men in society? So you can have an energetic layer of protection. So that's how I do it, that I'm energetically protected by God, by the divine, by my angels, by ascended masters that are always protecting me. And that makes me feel safe. When I go to third world countries or countries where there's a more of that kind of like eye from the masculine, I wear a shawl. I will cover myself. Sometimes I've even wear like the whole niqab thing. So because oftentimes when I visited third world countries or other countries where I don't want to say third world countries because some of these countries are quite rich, actually. Just other countries where the feminine is a little bit more hidden and protected. And I'm out like, with my energy, you get the eye a lot more, right? So I just, when in Rome, you do as the Romans. I will wear the whole thing. I will wear the niqab and everything. And what a lot of my aunts would do, like back home, is that they would wear a shawl when they were traveling, and then when they would get to their friend's house, they would take off the shawl. So energetic protection, you can cover yourself. Wearing black is also something that can help with that. Yes, I had that conversation with God last night that I'm just going to have to be different than everyone else. God doesn't want it any other way. If God wanted all of us to be the same, we would have all been the same, right? God doesn't want it any other way. This is my first time catching your live video. Definitely feeling that amplified energy. Yay! That nourished projector energy. I love it. Yes, absolutely. So are we clear on what is feminine energy? And actually, I have a whole 60-hour feminine energy mega course too. I'll throw that in the chat for you guys. Oh, I should also mention before I take any more today is the last day to get the hypnotic sex course for the pre-relaunch price, just so you guys know. You can still buy it later, but it's going to be at least $100 more. So just so you guys know. Inner work is powerful in that it's the container for personal growth and development. It allows us to know ourselves deeper and show up in our divinity. Absolutely. That natural radiance. Yes. So choosing to work 9 to 5 is also freedom. 1,000%. Yeah. So see, thank you for saying that, by the way, because a lot of people think that their freedom is anti this, but then they're also locked into the other thing, right? For example, I have a friend that needed to wear a mask, but she couldn't because she's anti this thing. And so then she didn't wear a mask and then she got COVID. But in this one situation, she really wanted to, and it would have protected her. So I said, but you just infringed on your own freedom in the name of freedom. Can you tap into that? Freedom is your ability to move in all directions of time and space, to choose. So saying that you reject this and now you're stuck in this is not freedom. Yes, so choosing, the ability to choose to work 9 to 5, the ability to choose to be in your masculine as a woman, all of that is your freedom. All of that is your liberation. Yes. So some people think being an entrepreneur is freedom, but I actually know people that hate being an entrepreneur. They thrived in the work environment, but they think that the only way they can be free is through entrepreneurship, but that's not their thing. That's not their gift. That's not their calling. This is one of the things I admire about my husband, and he knows that. So my husband is not the entrepreneur mindset at all. I am. You guys know that's my thing. He knew that he's a job type of person. He got his degree, his degrees. He got his job. He stuck it out. He became financially independent. And now he's in a situation that he can quit any time he wants. He chooses to stay for a while at least, but he became financially independent. But he knew that being an entrepreneur or having a business wasn't for him. Imagine a guy like him spending 10 years trying to be an entrepreneur or a business owner and failing. I admire the fact that he knew that about himself. Mina, how do I find my calling? Go where it feels easy and you love it. Go where it's like you can't not do it. It feels really delicious. Like this. I did YouTube content for 5 years for free. People were like, this is nuts. You're wasting time. It didn't seem like wasting time to me because I loved it. So my thought was, if I love it, I want to waste time here. Wasting time is also freedom. I choose to waste my time doing something I love, right? That's freedom. There are multiple routes to the same goal. Yes, amen to that. How can you embrace your feminine energy while being single? So babe, watch from the beginning. Your feminine energy is not a response. Babies can be feminine energy. They're not single or attached or any of that. So being married, single mom, old, young, male, female, none of that hinders your ability to be feminine energy or not. It's an energy embodiment. It is not a response. Okay? So you don't have to wait for anything from the outside to be feminine energy. That's like saying, how can I breathe when I'm single? You can breathe. You can breathe right now. That's like saying, how can I walk? I'm single. You can walk right now, right? So it's an embodiment. Radha, you can email my team. Currently, I'm not doing readings, so you will get Ariel's email address. If they send you a payment link, it means I'm doing the reading. If they send you a referral to someone else, they're sending you to one of my business students that's taken business courses with me, so that's someone I can trust to send you to. Hi, Mina. What if the wounded feminine has been hurt by masculine women, aka toxic friends? I hate in my generation that being feminine is seen as weak. So love the opposite thing. Don't animate hate, animate love. So in the Sacred Feminine, you're going to work through a lot of this stuff. Any of my inner work programs, you can start anywhere, but you get to animate love. So choose to animate love. When you say, I hate, you hate. You own the hate. In this moment, you're animating toxic hate. So no one else is toxic right now. You are animating toxicity. Can you imagine that? Can you feel it? That does not feel good, right? Animate love. Say, ooh, I love being in my feminine power. I'm going to animate love. Choose the opposite loving thing. I think we get caught up in what the process should be instead of clearly knowing what our goal is. That is what enslaves us to undesirable things. Just decide and embody. And it takes time. It takes time to learn. But we all have to start somewhere, right? How to open to receive partnership so we can come find you. So step number 1, decide. I'm now open to receive my divine masculine. Step number 2, remove all of the anti-beliefs or anti-intentions inside of you through inner work. So you're not repelling it against your free will, right? That's the inner work in the divine union. And then sit back, surrender, be in your feminine, and let him come find you. Mina, how do you deal with pressure from in-laws to work when you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Decide that you get to make your own decisions, decide that you are a grown-up, and be in your feminine. Let it go. No one can pressure us. When we are pressured internally, that's when we feel pressure. I cannot be feeling pressure without my permission. You cannot feel anything actually without your permission. This is one of the key feminine embodiments that I learned, that no one can make me feel any way without my permission. So I choose to feel love. I choose to feel surrender. I choose to feel free. No one can make me feel any way without my permission. I notice a work full of masculine women. As a feminine woman, I notice if I have work left, they rush to help. Yes, it's like working smarter and allowing yourself to be supported. Yes. Hi, Mina. Would you ever do another Reclaim Your Beauty for women who have let themselves go after weight? I feel unworthy of being beautiful. Decide that you get to feel beautiful right now. In fact, one of my clients just posted a video. Let me put it on beauty, on the embodiment of beauty. You can watch that as well. Decide first, and then notice that your habits will change. You won't do things that are anti-beauty. Decide first. Yes, we can't choose how others feel and react, but we can choose how we do. Exactly. 110%. That is true freedom. That's true liberation. That the world can have its own opinions, the world can do its thing, and you are at peace and at peace and calm internally. That's the calmness within you. No one can make me feel any way without my permission. They just can't. Because I choose how I get to animate. Boxing yourself in isn't freedom. No, it's not. That sounds quite constricting to me. Yes. You're nourishing us, Mina. That explains why I have the need to stay connected to your content. Beautiful, Nicole. Yay. Yes. Yay. Feminine energy is so nourishing to your own soul, first and foremost. For your own soul, because you embody and see the world so differently. So differently. And you get to choose that in every moment. In every moment. It is really a moment-to-moment embodiment. You can get kicked out because you get distracted. You can get kicked out because you got the old muscle memory still. But you can always choose to return to your divinity. You can always choose to return to your feminine energy, to your beingness. Hi, Mina. How do I forgive myself for pushing a masculine man away by acting out of alignment? I feel I should have known better at this stage in my feminine journey. Simply say, I choose to forgive myself and release the outcome. Everything's working out for me. Everything happens in my own divine purpose, nature, divinity, in God's will. I choose to forgive myself. Your high value worthy woman course is awesome. It really works for me in all areas of life. Yes, Saman, that's the basic babe bundle for those of you guys. Yes. You can use it in any area. That's what I believe, that if you're truly doing inner work, then you can take that same concept and you should be able to apply it all across. Do you have any tips on how to embrace feminine giving nature as a projector? Yes. Be in your play. Make yourself so nourished that the right people can't help but make an invitation in your aura. The more you play as a projector, the more nourished you are, the more other people can see you. So projectors are simply here to play and guide, play and guide. Paula said, I'm 3 months postpartum, will go to a park boot camp class with 4-year-old in the playground and baby in the stroller. Everything is working out for me. Yes, beautiful. If that's nourishing to you, absolutely do it. You can absolutely redeem yourself at any time. At any time, you have the choice to make a different decision. In that one split second of a decision, you've switched, you've changed, you've forgiven, you've let go, you've surrendered. Our femininity is not a response to someone else. Our surrender is not a response. It just is an embodiment. It's something we're choosing to embody in the moment right now. Hi, Mina. Any advice on raising a projector baby? Yep, same advice I would give for being a conscious parent. Allow your child to be as they are. Raise yourself. The more you raise yourself, the better parent you will become, because you're not going to be working from your wounds. Thanks so much, Mina. You have been so helpful on the feminine journey. Yes. All of my courses on our belief work. All of them. It's all inner work. That's what I was telling one of my CEO business clients yesterday. So she was saying how she's also a projector and she gets that it's all related, but people have this tendency to compartmentalize, whatever the word is. You guys know what I mean, right? So they think that, you know, I need this thing for this and this thing for this and this thing for this. But as a projector, I know what they really need. And so what I've done is I've given them what they desire by having different flavors of program, but all of them create a ripple effect in every area of your life. Because believe me, it's all related, it's all interconnected. So all of it is all of it. So taking a money course will improve your relationships and your embodiment and your femininity. Taking my relationship course will improve your money stuff, your embodiment, it's all related. And the world is shifting now where we're realizing this faster and faster every day. And so you're just going to get more and more whole. But that's one of the secrets of my programs, is that they all are everything. They all are everything. How would you go about handling femininity as a manifesting generator? So as a manifesting generator, you have naturally a lot of divine flow and access to a lot of divine downloads. And then you also have that masculine body, but the feminine intuitive body. So tap in more to your ahas and your ahs internally in that sacral energy, and understand that as a manifesting anyone, just a manifester or manifesting generator, that the purpose of your projects and your desires is not completion necessary. The act of desiring and starting something It's its own reward. So the trouble with manifestors sometimes is that people will say things like, why can't you finish this thing? Why can't you finish anything you start? That's not their point. They're just meant to get the design downloads and start the thing. That's its own completion, its own reward. Allow yourself to do that. Okay? So you can allow yourself to naturally do that. So your femininity isn't contingent on your design. Feminine, human design, and projectors especially. So projectors were designed to restore the divine feminine, to restore harmony back on the earth. So your design doesn't determine how feminine you are or not. Your design just simply says how you can stay in alignment. We're all feminine if that's what we choose to be, and none of us are if we decide not to be. So it's a decision that you make. It's an embodiment. It's not dependent on your design. That's so me. Thank you for explaining that. Okay, beautiful. You decide that you get to be feminine today, right now. The stars don't have to align. Your design that doesn't have to align. Your man doesn't have to align. Nothing has to work out externally for you to decide to be feminine right now. You get to be feminine right now. It's a decision. It's an embodiment. Decide. Say, I decide to be feminine right now. Okay. You get to decide. It's a decision. It's not a response. The masculine is a response. The feminine is just is. It's a decision that you make. Yeah, that's the projector energy. She said, Mina, when I was at work as a projector, I saw things so easy, but people would be running around stressing out, and I was like, why are you working so hard? They don't get it. And one thing you have to understand as a projector is that other people can't see things that you can see. They don't know things that you know. That's just how it is. I would get upset too, and there was this irritation, like, why are they not getting it? That they're not. We get it. We're designed to get it. That's why every single human being needs a projector. Their projector to be able to reflect back. Projectors need projectors too. There's someone on YouTube was saying that projectors were designed for generators. It's not true. Projectors were designed for everyone to restore the divine feminine, to restore realignment to what your soul desires. And one thing you have to realize is that not everyone is open to receiving from you your advice. Not everyone wants their energy penetrating. It's very intimidating to be in the aura of a projector because we can see right through them. We can see their aura. We can see their energy. We can see where they're making mistakes, what they need to realign. In a split second, we can give them thousands of years worth of inner work in 1 second. That's intimidating. It's a very intimidating for them to receive it when they haven't asked for it. That's a classic projector mistake because we're just like, oh, just do this or stop doing this, right? It's like if you knew that the person complaining about a headache had a nail in their head and you're like, just remove the nail, but they don't get it. They don't see it and they haven't asked you, they're going to get upset. So become the invitation. Let the right people that are meant for you, the people assigned to you, let them find you. So how do I do this? I'm doing my part. I showed up on YouTube today. I showed up. I'm in my magnetic, playful energy. I'm nourished up and I'm here. I have no attachment to, is anyone going to sign up with me? And anyone going to buy with me? None of that. In fact, most people who are not assigned to me, they shouldn't be buying from me, right? Like they should go find their own projector, the one they resonate with. I have no attachment to outcome. The right people can't help but buy, can't help but sign up because they see the power of the work. They resonate with it. So that's how it works with the projector energy. It goes against anything that we know to be true, and that is you have to work hard. Projectors can't work hard. The harder you work as a projector, the less successful you will be, the more burned out you will be. The more you play, the more magnetic you are, the more the right people can see you. Those are your people. Those are the people that you can help. I love how you keep reminding us that inner work gets to be easy in the High Vibration Worthy Woman program. God bless you. Thank you. Yes, I know even inner work can be like, more struggle. I'm trying not to struggle by struggling through inner work. No, that's still struggling. Can you see that? That's still struggling, right? Why I have this feeling my money and love manifestations are being delayed in 3D. Is it divine timing? No, it's you thinking and maybe participating in the wrong manifestation style. There are multiple manifestation styles, and your manifestation style may be a rolling manifestation style, meaning you have to start the thing through action first and then it comes. For some people, the manifestation style is that they completely let go and do this other thing. Your manifestation style might be to break through it. So I have a client in the CEO Boss Queen, and she was like, Mina, every time I try to do the thing in my business, I get this pain or this pain, and then I don't do it. I'm like, your manifestation is to do it. Do the thing, and then it will manifest. So you started off by actually doing it. And so guess what happened? She did it, and then the pain went away. So it's not divine timing is a co-creation. You may be blocking it by not doing the thing, and it's by thinking that it's blocked, by thinking that it's supposed to come in one manifestation form, but you may have a different manifestation style. Bailey said, hi, Mina. When men I'm rotational dating make comments about my experience or talk about sex, it really annoys me. Any advice or insight? So use the 6 steps in the basic big bundle to work through the core beliefs that are coming up. There's core beliefs to that right now, and then you need new core beliefs. So my core beliefs are that everyone gets to admire me. I get to be seen. People get to compliment me. Women get to compliment me. Children get to compliment me. Men get to compliment me. It's all safe. It's safe to be loved and admired by thousands of people. It's safe to be loved and admired. It's safe to be seen. It's safe to be complimented. It's safe to be feminine in this world. That's my core belief. Yes, I used to feel drained with doing complete projects. I have a joke with a friend who I worked with in real estate business. I am the opener and he is the closer. That is so interesting. Are you a manifestor, Nicole, or a manifesting generator? That's a great way of looking at it. You're not meant to complete the thing. You're just meant to start it. My oldest son is a manifestor, so I can completely relate to this. That's so good. Mina, thank you so much. Becoming a conscious parent, doing the inner work, I used to wonder if I was being selfish until I started to see the payoffs at every area of my life. That great divine ripple effect of inner work. I love it. Yes. Oh, you're a manifesting generator. Yep. There you go. Yes. Beautiful. I feel relieved that I'm not alone in the getting started, not finishing cycle. Yes. Yes. Yeah, 70% of the population is generator. So yes, or generator type, I should say. So manifesting generator or generator. So generators have a masculine physical body, meaning they have a lot of energy, a lot of doing energy. But if they're not in tune with their feminine intuitive body, their sacral, then they end up being enslaved by other people's agendas or maybe their own unconscious agendas. And other people can intuit that you have a lot of energy. So I've said this before. My husband and my only daughter, my husband and my daughter are both generators. And I didn't realize this, but I can intuit that they have a lot more energy than I do, right? Just natural. I'm a projector, they're generators. So what I would do without realizing this, I swear I didn't have any bad intentions, but I would like suggest that they help me with things without first checking in to see if that's what they wanted to do. And being the loving creatures that they are, and they both want to please me and make me happy, you know, they would sign up for things. And especially my husband was very much guilty of doing this. And then I would see that he's getting burned out or frustrated. And then when I would say, okay, I don't want you to do this thing anymore, they wouldn't be able to stop. Even if I didn't want him to do it, they can't stop. So once the generator starts that kickoff of energy and they haven't checked in with their sacral, and it wasn't an aha for them, and they're doing it to please someone else, or they think they have to do it, once they start, they can't stop. It has to be seen to completion. Completely the opposite of the manifester. And so once that motor is running, you almost have to let it play out, right? So this is before we knew human design, this was really confusing to me, because I would say to my husband, you obviously don't like doing that thing, like why can't you stop? And he wouldn't be able to until the thing was completed. It was like, what is going on, right? Now he knows this. So I'm like, if it's only do it if it's a because then you're not going to be able to stop anyways. So I don't want you to feel burnt out. Me, I'm like this way. We can't stop because we feel we fail. Oh, yes. So you're supposed to check in with your sacral. Is it a or a It's literally a sound. It's not a mental yes or no, because a mental yes or no can very much be, I should do it. You'll talk yourself into it. It's a sacral or Mina, I feel like being in my feminine really complements my introvertism and stops me from feeling drained. Yes, girl. Yes. I hear you. I hear you on that one. Yes, you're so right. We're not all assigned to everyone. Oh my God, I used to be overwhelmed by people's wants. It was draining. I learned my own boundaries and I say no unless I want to. Yes. How does one stay in their feminine energy if the majority of women are in their masculine mode? So your feminine energy is not a response, it's an embodiment. No one can make you out of your masculine. You decide. It's actually easier to be in your feminine when everyone else is in their masculine, because simply by contrast, you're going to be more feminine. So women that I've coached, the reason that a lot of them do find partners so quickly and get engaged so quickly and have things happen very quickly is because they realize that there's no competition. They can be in a room full of 1,000 beautiful women and be the only feminine woman, and they are the ones that are constantly being chosen. So if you are in the presence of a lot of masculine women, let me tell you something. You are the most magnetic woman in that room by definition. You don't even try. So that's good. I feel a lot of decisions in my gut and can get really upset to my stomach when I'm not doing something aligned with my inner truth. I so often feel like the others want to push you into also acting the same way. That's you, Mandy. No one can make you feel anything without your permission. You're doing that to yourself. You're projecting it out and you're thinking that they're doing it. It's you, which means you have 100% control. Walk into work tomorrow, or tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, deciding that you get to hold in your feminine power. And watch, it's going to be very different. Sometimes we do things to ourselves subconsciously, and we like to think that other people are doing it to us. They're not. No one can do anything to you without your permission, unless they're actually breaking that physical law of like capturing, any of that stuff. They can't energetically do it. You're doing it. You have given them permission. Take back that permission. Take back that power. Yes, Manti, absolutely. I'm going to be planning that soon. Our in person. I love doing those every year. No one can push you out of your feminine energy without your permission. Stop giving people permission. Decide. Oh, it's already 11. Oh my goodness. Okay, ladies, I have to go. It is lunchtime for Alina, and I love you guys so much. Remember, today is the last day for the hypnotic course relaunch price. So check that out. If you guys bought the Intoxicate Play Shop, you can apply the money that you spend there to the hypnotic sex course. And that code is already in the course dashboard. At 12:30 Central Time today, we have our Babes Club live mastermind class. That Zoom link is in the course dashboard. In fact, please use the link in the course dashboard. That's the only active link. All right, I'll see you guys there at 12:30. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye.